Welcome to Deakin's Virtual Open Day. I'm Dr. Lisa Diaz, Manager of Research and Innovation in the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Built Environment. In this session, you'll hear from current candidates and PhD graduates firsthand about the value of a Deakin PhD. You will learn about our research opportunities at the cutting edge of cybersecurity, health technologies, energy, environmental sustainability, food and water security, fisheries, and agriculture, advanced manufacturing, and human-centered design. Stay with me to discover how a Deakin PhD can arm you to make your mark and redefine your future. Before I introduce some of our current PhD candidates, let me tell you more about the faculty and its schools: Architecture and Built Environment, Information Technology, Life and Environmental Sciences, and the School of Engineering, which is celebrating 30 years at Deakin this year. The faculty has presence on all Deakin campuses: Burwood, Warn Ponds, Geelong Waterfront and Warrnambool, as well as the Queenscliff Marine Science Centre, Research Station, and in New South Wales, the Centre for Regional and Rural Futures, Griffiths Research Branch. At Deakin, we strive to be the most progressive university in Australia, preparing our communities for change through real-world education and applied research that has a positive and lasting impact. Deakin's 5 overarching research strengths address the world's evolving challenges: improving health and well-being, designing smarter technologies, enabling a sustainable world, advancing society and culture, and building safer and secure communities. Research in the faculty occurs across all strength areas. Let's cross to current candidate Isabella Bauer, who is combining her research in architecture with theories from psychology and neuroscience to understand the effect of built environments on emotions and neurophysiological responses. In this video, you will also see some of the leading edge research facilities in the faculty.
So I did my master's degree and then I worked in research for 5 years, looking at school and hospital environments. And through that research, I started identifying this gap that we didn't have the knowledge about how the built environment affects us. So my research is exploring how the built environment and how buildings affect our emotion. But it's not just asking someone, hey, does this building affect your emotion? It's actually measuring it like by looking at people's brainwaves, by looking at their biological responses too. But to do this, you need to do it in such a controlled way. So I needed to go somewhere where there was the facilities to be able to do this, so access to EEG equipment and to virtual reality setup, but also have really supportive supervisors who would enable me to do this research, because it just wasn't something that was happening within Australia at the time. So what we have at Deakin is a cave automatic virtual environment, and in this virtual space, basically someone can sit or stand within the middle of this room. You can project the stimulus on and change that. So instead of building multiple kind of built environments where you test someone within, you actually can just put them in that one space and keep rolling that experiment and get some answers. I came to Deakin and I came to do a PhD knowing the most important thing was to be supported. You've got to be passionate about it, you've got to have a lot of grit to keep on going with it, but you have to be supported and you have to have people that believe in you. So I've had a great relationship with my supervisors. Both are very different from each other, and that makes it a really good team. So I did the 3-minute thesis and I won the 3-minute thesis. And so basically you've got to break down your PhD, which is usually 80 to 100,000 words, into 3 minutes and communicate that to a general audience. And you're not meant to dumb it down, you're just meant to make it easily understandable by everyone so they can understand the importance of it and how it's going to make a difference. It's a lesson in science communication, which is really important to be able to sell your research in a way to say why it's really important that you're doing that. I'm really excited about the industry mentorship program in STEM, so I'm participating in that this year. I feel like my background in government helps me to see how my research could inform policy, but then also participating in this industry program will enable me to see how research ideas can actually be translated into practice as well. So one of the myths I'd really like to dispel about doing a PhD is that at the end, you're just going to have one thesis, one big book that's going to sit on a shelf and gather dust. I'm doing my PhD by publication, so that means I'm publishing parts of my PhD as I go. And as I'm doing that, that means it's getting out to industry practitioners, it's getting out to the community, and then I talk about it too. So my research isn't just going to sit on a shelf and not help people, it's actually going to make a difference. So for me, what's next is, once I've answered this research question and finished the PhD, I really want to see it implemented by government. So I want to see my research inform government policy, but I also want to see it trickle down into industry too. So working in the IMNIS program and seeing how the medtech sector works, and that idea translation from research into practice is really important to me, because that's how we get that research out of the lab and have it make a real life impact on people.
As you have seen, Isabella's research outputs are not only relevant to the academic community, but to policymakers and design practitioners who can give her research real-life impact. World-class facilities are a feature across each of the school's research sites, a drawcard for industry partners such as animal nutrition producer and aquaculture leader Ridley, as you will hear from PhD candidate Tom Mock, who's based on our Queenscliff research station.
I grew up in the Mallee in northwest Victoria in a little town called Walpiup, and myself and my brother were always super interested in recreational fishing, but there wasn't a lot of water around where we grew up, and in some ways that, I guess, fostered our fascination with aquatic science and with water in general. Both my parents were agronomists involved in dryland agriculture research, and so we always had, I guess, that scientific background, but then pursued the aquatic science route based on our love of recreational fishing. Following my undergraduate degree, I went into an honours degree, which was sort of partway between freshwater ecology and nutrition. And following that, I went into industry. I worked at an abalone farm west of Warrnambool in Port Fairy for a couple of years. And that showed me, I guess, the real world applications of some of the things we were doing at university. And following a couple of years in industry at hands-on sort of tasks, an opportunity arose to do a PhD based around fish nutrition with an industry linkage. As a part of the Deakin Ridley Aquaculture Research Initiative, my PhD focused on omega-3 fatty acid metabolism in Atlantic salmon and the effects of diet and season and what effect that had on the fish's nutritional profile. As the global population continues to grow, the demand for fish and seafood continues to rise, and the amount of fish and seafood supplied by wild-caught fisheries has stagnated over the last 20 or 30 years. And so aquaculture increasingly is meeting the demand for fish and seafood products. And aquaculture nutrition plays a role in feeding those fish in aquaculture. One of the main reasons I was attracted to Deakin was because of its very strong reputation in aquatic science, marine biology and freshwater science. And from there, I learned an appreciation of their reputation within fish nutrition and aquatic nutrition as well. Deakin has very up-to-date, state-of-the-art facilities, including an aquaculture facility at Warrnambool, which allows for research trials. It is a very flexible facility to run a lot of our work for industry and with industry, as well as the fish nutrition lab that I work in, has always maintained its reputation as a world-class facility in terms of fish nutrition. My advice for prospective PhD students would definitely be to learn as much as you can about the research group that you're wanting to join. Learn about their background, their strengths, their specialities, and see how your interests fit in with their goals.
Once again, Tom has highlighted that education and industry are interdependent, each benefiting the other to deliver solutions to real-world issues facing our economy and society. Another area of focus within the faculty is developing advanced cybersecurity, which is essential to building safer communities. Current information technology PhD candidate Nan Sun is exploring cybersecurity incident predictions to discover and detect threats before damage has happened. She will share more about her research and the opportunities that a PhD at Deakin opens up.
I completed my bachelor and honors degree with the School of Information Technology at Deakin in 2017. And after a year of research study, I found I became interested in doing research, especially in the area of cybersecurity. We are facing the cybersecurity incidents every day in our daily life. For the companies, organizations, and enterprises, if they have the cybersecurity incidents or if they met the cyber attacks, it not only causes the damage on their business, but also on their reputation. So it is very important to proactively predict the cybersecurity incidents in advance. Also, people's awareness is very important factors when people want to avoid a cybersecurity incidents. My thesis topic is discovering and predicting cybersecurity incidents through big data, that is, use machine learning data analytics techniques to predict and discover the indicator of threats. So I begin with collected data. So the data come from different kinds of data sources. For example, from social media, for example, from web pages, and some public cybersecurity database give us valuable resources. So after I collect this data, I can analyze the data and extract the features. So these features are maybe they are indicators of compromises or indicators of threats. In my study, I also designed a search engine that can help for people to search for cybersecurity related incidents and drive for cyber intelligence. Deakin has a flexible and customized PhD study program that is PhD Extra. So through the program, we have the opportunity to engage with the industry. For example, I had the experience to be an internship in the ANZ Bank data and analytics tribe. So I have the practical knowledge and I have the opportunity to improve my practical knowledge. And it's also a fantastic networking opportunity for me for my future career. And also, I had the opportunity to attend the seminars and conferences held by the universities, so I can communicate with and learn from the cybersecurity professionals and experts. My supervisor is Dr. Shang Gao. She is very passionate about teaching and research, and his passion and attitude on teaching and research have motivated me a lot. So I have been so lucky to have her as my supervisor. Her office door is always open for me, so he always gives me constructive suggestion, reliable support, and kind encouragement in my study. Before publishing a high-quality paper, it must go through several rejections and revisions, which make me feel frustrated and self-doubt. So I think I overcame this by never give up, keep learning. So the time and the experience will give us the answer we are expected.
Nan referred to PhD Extra program that Deakin offers to all candidates. It's a valuable opportunity to connect and engage with industry. Deakin provides $3,000 to enable candidates to attend conferences, to showcase their ideas and build valuable networks that open doors. The Cybersecurity Centre Research and Innovation, unique to the faculty, takes a holistic approach to cybersecurity, addressing technological and human aspects of cybersecurity, as well as law, regulations, and policy. It offers a unique cyber ecosystem that provides the full spectrum of education, research, and translation across all relevant disciplines. If this is of interest, Deakin is the place for you. Designing smarter technologies to support sustainability progressive society is another major priority at Deakin. It's a key strength within our School of Engineering, which has turned out an impressive line of PhD graduates, including Tim D'Souza, Engineering Manager at Carbon Revolution on our Warm Ponds campus.
I always had a real passion for cutting edge technology and sort of pushing the boundaries of current thinking around technology, and that really enticed me into getting involved in a PhD. My thesis topic was heavily driven by the ability to solve a problem. I'm a very hands-on physical person, and I needed a tangible issue that I could tackle and address. It was also heavily linked with an industry need at the time to understand shape defects of advanced high-strength steels as they were trying to manufacture them through the Ford stamping plant. The Deakin difference here really is the closeness of industry. We've got so many industry partners co-located on the campus here that you're directly plugged in and submerged in that environment of solving real-world problems. The state-of-the-art facilities, and I think also that the culture and the people that do the research here is they all want to make a difference, and they're all passionate about driving change and improvements in the way that we do things. My supervisory team really consisted of sort of two factors. One of them was the academic element, supported, and they were really a great mentor and great friend, and then the industry partner themselves, who really grounded the work I was doing and kind of cemented with me that what I was doing made a difference. So after completing my PhD at Deakin, the opportunities were really endless. My close engagement throughout the PhD with industry led on to a number of avenues, engaging and managing a number of R&D projects with other automotive companies, looking at lightweighting solutions for some of the problems that they were facing at the time. One of the critical things of doing a PhD was that fundamental research training that I established. But one of the other really beneficial things was the close engagement with industry taught me a number of tangible skills with regards to project management, how to present to industry, how to communicate with industry, and also that networking contact was really beneficial and really armed me well to be able to move out of academia and into industry and have an impact in my role, particularly where I am now at Carbon Revolution. At Carbon Revolution, we were basically built off a research foundation. A clever idea has then spawned into something which is heavily demanded and requested by the pinnacle of the automotive industry. Companies like Ferrari and Ford globally want our product, and it's all very much driven from that fundamental research underpinnings. Taking on a PhD can often be a scary proposition, particularly for somebody that's already in the workplace or for somebody that's sort of starting out. They're at that crossroads between, do I go down an industry pathway and start earning some money, or do I take on a passionate role doing some research?
As Tim pointed out, a major difference is its proximity to research partners, some of them co-located on campuses and providing an immediate opportunity for candidates to immerse themselves in industry and solve practical problems. All 4 videos have highlighted the crucial importance of supervisor-candidate relationship. At Deakin, throughout your PhD, you'll receive guidance from some of our world-leading researchers in their fields. In the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Built Environment, you will be spoilt for choice. Step into an extraordinary future. Join the Faculty of Science, Engineering and Built Environment and begin a PhD that will set you up for a career in industry, government or academia. Scholarships are available, so apply today, make your mark and redefine your future at Deakin University.